Hi Year 11. Welcome to your first Mathematics Advanced course. We're going to be looking at algebra. What we will generally be referring to our Year 11 topic as is preliminary, and next year when we get into Year 12, which will actually be term 4 this year, we will refer to it as the HSC course. So a lot of the parts in this topic you've done before, so it's a nice easy one to start with. So you should have this booklet in front of you now, which you would have gotten in class. It is some of the things that we're going to do, and we're going to start with very simple things that you learn early in the junior school just to get you started. So we're going to look at adding pronumerals. So the first thing is like terms. You can obviously only add or subtract terms that are like, and we're used to that. So let's have a look, jump straight into the example. So the first one, 7x minus x, or that x is 1x. So I've got 7 of them, and I take one of them away, so I'm left with 6 x's. We should be familiar with that one. Again, number 2, only adding or subtracting like terms. What you will see is there's an x squared in each of these. That tells us that each of those are alike with each other because they're all x squared. So we've got 4 lots of x squared. We take away 3 lots of x squared. We've got 1 left. One of those x squareds plus that 6x squared there gives us 7x squared as our answer. Going over to 3. What you will see in 3 is that not all our terms are like there. So when we look for our solution, we can see that x cubed is the only term like that there. So that needs to stay as x cubed. There's nothing to add or subtract to that. In yellow, I've popped in terms that are alike. So there's x's, so these terms are alike. The negative sign that is in front of that number, we need to take with us. So we're not just looking at 3, we're looking at minus 3x and minus 5x. So you could use your calculator if you're not good with negative numbers, but we've got minus 3 lots of x, and we're taking off 5 more of those x's, so we're going to have minus 8 lots of x. And that plus 4, we can't forget that, but it doesn't have any other numbers to add to, so we're just going to add plus 4 on at the end there like that, and that's our answer. Okay. Similarly, on the next one, let's look at like terms. So in the blue, we've got 3a and minus 5a. That will give us minus 2a. The minus goes with the 4 for the b, and we're going to take off another b. So minus 4b minus another b is minus 5b. So when we're multiplying and dividing in algebra, we don't have to look at the like terms the same as we did when we add or subtract. We can multiply or divide anything. We're just going to be grouping together the terms that are like and using an index for that. For example, the first one, we've got a minus 5x times 3y times 2x. What I do first is look at the numbers out the front, the pronumerals. So minus 5 times 3 is minus 15. Minus 15 times 2 gives me minus 30. Now let's look at the x's. We've got one x here and another x here. We've got 2 of them, so we can pop that as the power. We're basically adding that power of 1 here plus that other power of 1 to get us a power of 2. And looking at y's, there's only one of those, so that gets tacked on at the end, and that's our solution. Using the same method for the number 2, minus 3 times minus 4 is 12. Remember, 2 negatives make a positive. Looking at the x's, we've got an x to the power of 3 and an x to the power of 1. What we need to do is say we've got 3 x's here and 1 more here, which will give us 4 x's. So the x is in the power when we're multiplying. Sorry, the 4 is in the power when we're multiplying. With our y's, we've got 2 y's here, 5 y's here, which means we've got 7 all up. We've got y to the power of 7. We use the same method when we're dividing with our pronumerals and our numbers. So looking at number 1, let's simplify. 6b squared y divided by 2by. We know that when we have a divided by sign, that's the same as our divided by line. So if you prefer, you can write that in that format. So what we want to do is look at the numbers first. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. When we're looking at our letters or our pronumerals, what we want to do when we're dividing is taking them away. So we've got 2 v's up here and we're taking away 1 on the bottom, which means we've got 1 left on the top. 1 y on the top, we're taking away 1 y on the bottom, we've got none of those left, so we've just got 3v. You might have seen it in the junior school as crossing off one of each of those and crossing off one of those with one of those. They're just being taken away. Number 2 over here. This one's a little bit different, so you need to be careful of what you're doing with the top and the bottom. 5 divided by 15 breaks down to 1/3. So the 1 on the top I haven't popped here, but I've left the 3 on the bottom. So be careful that you don't put the 3 on the top because the 5 is less than the 15. So we need to have a bigger number on the bottom. We've got 3 A's on the top, 1 A on the bottom. Taking them around, we're going to have one of those cancelling with one of those. So we're going to have 2 A's left on the top. So we'll have an A squared on the top. That B on the top, though, is going to cancel with one of those B's on the bottom. So it's going to have a B left on the bottom, not on the top. So there's our answer.